It's like
Nevertheless,
going on a holiday.
yeah, true.
Okay, so Neil, it's 11. We start.
Yes, absolutely.
So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another webinar from Classic Holidays. My name is Rishabh Doshi, and today we have the Atlantis the Palm, Dubai, with us. From Atlantis, we have Neil Shah, who's been with Atlantis for many years that I know. And before we start, Neil, we have a few announcements that we make every day. I'll just take 2 minutes and then I'll give it over to you.
Sure.
So the first announcement is obviously the winners of yesterday. We had the Novotel Hyderabad Convention Center webinar yesterday, and the winners for the nights there are Seema Gujral from Yade Travels, Venkatesh Kaja from Travel, Mohit Soni from the Leisure Travel Shop, Ramesh Bafna from Marudar Holidays, and Abbas Tayarwala from Amin Holidays. So congratulations everybody, and I hope you will join us for our future webinars also. Also, now that Siddharth is live with us, so I would request Siddharth to also put in the future webinars that we have in this week. For everybody's information, we have the Treat Resort, Silvassa and Golwad coming in tomorrow, followed by the 4 Points by Sheraton, Pune and Jaipur. Following that will be the Delton Daman Hotel. This is till Friday. We are still waiting for a few more hotels to come in and fill in the spot on Saturday, which we will give you the information by tomorrow, mostly. So, Neil, over to you. You can share your screen now.
Sure. I'm just...
Yeah, you can share your screen. So just for everybody's information, Atlantis the Palm does not require any kind of an introduction. It's a hotel that every agent, every client has on their minds when the word Dubai comes to their mind. So today Neil is going to talk to us about, obviously, about Atlantis the Palm and a few more things, a few more exciting things that are happening at the Atlantis. So Neil, please take it up.
Well, first of all, can you see my screen, Rishabh, clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So good morning to all my travel friends. Thank you very much and welcome to this webinar. It's amazing to see 351 to be precise joining this call from various parts of India. So thank you very much. Yes, we've been going through a bit of tough times of late, but I always feel we'll come back strong and we are all very eager. We definitely see some good results coming in. My today's presentation, as Rishabh said, that it doesn't need much of introduction, but I'm going to make it as interesting as possible by highlighting updates at Atlantis, new things at Atlantis, things that you would like to know. And this is a very interesting personal, basically one-on-one communication as well, where an individual can ask me questions exactly if there are any doubts in their mind. So not taking much of time. Yes, Rishabh?
Neil, people can't hear you. Can you just be a little louder, please?
Yeah, is it better now?
Yeah, much better.
All right. So I'm going to be starting my presentation now. Feel free to ask as many questions you have, any doubts you have. And as I'm going to repeat it once again, my presentation is more on new things at Atlantis, things that you might not be aware of, or getting more clarity about some policies that we have recently initiated at Atlantis for the coming seasons. So to begin with, everybody knows the beautiful location that we have, which is on Palm Jumeirah Island, giving you two views. One is the palm view and the other one is the ocean view. So these are the two possible views that your guests can get. And now that we have dedicated rooms for it, one is the ocean, the base category room would give you this beautiful view to the Arabian Sea. And that's our base category room. The second base category is the palm view, wherein you get to see the entire Palm Jumeirah Island as well as the skyline of Dubai. Now, how do you differentiate with it in globally in the rest of the world? If you see, an ocean view is always considered as a premium view. or a higher category view. But in our resort, ocean is the first category. Since we are located in the middle of the ocean or on Palm Jumeirah Island, as you can see in this image, you definitely get a water view from any room category you are staying in. But the palm view is a little more expensive because evenings, when it gets late, the skyline as well as the Palm Jumeirah Island looks very interesting. Wherein an ocean view throughout the day until sunset is has this serene, beautiful privacy and a beautiful view from your room. So moving on, of course, the categories change as the bedding changes. So we have the king and queen. So first category is ocean king. The second is palm king, followed by ocean queen, and then we have the palm queen room. So good news for everybody is that all our rooms are completely refurbished, and this is a result of the refurbished rooms. I'm pretty sure of 427 count as of now that I see as participants on the call. At least 300 would have come and stayed at Atlantis and seen our previous room categories, or probably a few fortunate enough to see the new rooms. So this is how they look, completely refurbished with new interiors. Everything has been changed in this except the layout, of course. So a different angle of our king bedroom. Now the rooms for ocean or palm regardless would look the same. What are the changes? I'll explain it to you in details. We have a sofa bed, as you can see on the right corner, and which means answering a few of them who are curious to know how many people can fit in this room category. So we can have 3 adults maximum stay in this plus 1 infant. The third adult would pay a supplement. We can also offer you a rollaway bed if required, but the sofa bed is very comfortable for an adult as well. So it's completely up to you. An infant would always stay complimentary at Atlantis. The next is our queen bedroom. So the base category room at Atlantis is sized as 450 square feet, 45 square meters, and it ranges up to 47 square meters. This is how our queen bedroom layout is. Maximum occupants in our queen bedroom is 3 plus 1 or 2 plus 2. Now we also have a sofa bed in our queen bed. So that makes it much easier. Probably where there are 2 plus 2, the 2 kids probably are not comfortable sleeping on the same bed. You can have one comfortably sleep on the sofa bed. What's new at Atlantis? I'm not sure if everyone's aware about our new child policy. Unlike any other resort, Atlantis offers a child policy of 13.99 to be precise, which means up to 14 years is considered as a child at Atlantis, and he enjoys all the value adds that we offer for children, which means he stays for free. All he needs to pay is his half board supplement, and that too over winters. So over summers up to until September, child stays free. All you need to do is, if it's 4 occupants, book a queen bedroom. The queen bedroom would just cost you probably about 50 to 100 dirhams more compared to the king bedroom, but they would all enjoy the the value adds and the value for money that Atlantis is known for. So moving on to the next category. Well, before I move to the next category, actually, we have a very interesting category, which quite a few of you all would be aware of, is our imperial club rooms. Now, very often it happens that you have guests not wanting to stand in queues. You have guests who are wanting to experience the luxury of Dubai. Here's what we have. You book an imperial club room. So say for example, a base category room at Atlantis on an average is costing between $350 to $400 per night. You book an imperial club room, comes along with a list of value adds. Rishabh would forward you the list of value adds that we offer, but I'll be talking to you about it. The first value add is, of course, rooms on a higher floor. The second benefit you get is transfers complimentary to and fro from the airport, not inter-hotel, but from the airport, which means you arrive in at the Dubai International Airport and we have a lounge at the arrivals. A chauffeur would be waiting to welcome you and would bring you to our resort in a luxury car, would be a Mercedes S400 or an Audi A6. You come to the hotel, you go straight to our lounge where we have the Imperial Club Lounge or the Royal Majlis, where the guest would be welcomed personally and there'd be someone assisting you with a quick check-in process. Check-in hours, of course, at Atlantis is 3 p.m. and checkout is at 12. So, what happens when a guest arrives in early? What happens when the guest is staying in any other hotel and comes into Atlantis over the last night or the last 2 nights? Yes, definitely. We give you an option for your guests to go and enjoy the water park on either of the days, on the day of check-in or the day of checkout. Which means, yes, of course, you need to complete the check-in formalities, get yourself a day pass and enjoy the water park. We also have a new hospitality lounge at the resort so that we can make sure your guests, if they don't wish to go to the water park on the first day, or if they are tired with a flight, they can actually rest in our hospitality lounge until your rooms are ready. This process is to ensure that there's not much of queuing in the lobby and there's not much of crowd in the lobby. So, benefit two, of course, as I mentioned, VIP check-in and car transfers in luxury cars. Moving on to the next benefit is a complimentary access to the lounge throughout the day from breakfast to 11 p.m. What does this mean? Anytime in the day, the family, including kids, can go to the lounge, enjoy tea, coffee, breakfast, snacks, the buffet of canopies, etc., which is served throughout the day. Evening 5 to 7, your guest enjoys unlimited complimentary alcohol, which is at our happy hours timing. We also have a beautiful sun deck lounge, which is a deck there overlooking the ocean, a nice setup to enjoy your drinks in the evening after you've come back from the water park, or once you've completed your rest in the afternoon, you come and enjoy your happy hours. And then of course you have this nice half boat plan, which also includes the dinner in one of our 29 restaurants and bars. So you get a benefit of the lounge access. Kids club is complimentary for guests staying.
Neil, I'm sorry. Are you? Which slide are you on? Because the slide has not changed at our end.
Yes, the queen bedroom.
Yeah, it's still there. Right?
Yes, okay. Yes, I'm still there. The reason, thank you, Rishabh. The reason I am having the queen bedroom here is because our Imperial Club rooms, they look absolutely similar to our base category rooms. I was just talking about the benefits that you would enjoy having an Imperial Club room. Okay. So coming back to the club accesses for kids, kids club is complimentary, teenagers club is complimentary. We offer you a private beach access. So there is a separate beach just for the guest staying in the Imperial Club rooms or suites. So these are the list of benefits that you get by just spending another $100, which means comes up to about $450 to $500 you pay, and you get all the list of benefits that you have, of course, including aquaventure, lost chambers, breakfast and dinner, which is a part of any room category you book, as you all know about it, for all the occupants staying in the hotel, in the room. So here's the image of our Imperial Club Suite. This is the topmost category of the Imperial Club Suites, called as the Regal Suite. Now the beauty at Atlantis is that you have an option to select a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom for any suite category that we have, which means a big family can enjoy staying together in our 2-bedroom suite with 6 occupants staying in it. When I say 6 occupants staying in the room, all of them would enjoy the Imperial Club benefits, starting from the car transfers, all the way up to the Imperial Club lounge access, etc. Not to forget, if you book an Imperial Club room, we also have special deals at our spa. So you pay for one and the second one gets it complimentary. So pay for one and two enjoys the services at our spa. So images talk about our Imperial Club suites. The first one, Regal Suite, bedroom, living room. As you can see, the beautiful, huge suite bathroom with an his and her setup, a beautiful walk-in wardrobe, which is also paying. And as you can see, the bathtub right in the center. The left picture on the bottom is our living room, and it also has a bar in it, connected to a huge terrace overlooking the Palm Jumeirah Island. The next one is our executive suite, again, having a different layout, sized different, probably a little smaller than the Regal bedroom. This one also has an option of a 2-bedroom in it. So we have an interconnecting door in it, which leads you to a base category room with queen beds in it. You open the door and it becomes a 2-bedroom suite. Last one is our terrace club suite. This is the first category of suites, again with a 2-bedroom possibility with an interconnecting door. Beautiful terrace outside, again overlooking the Palm Jumeirah Island. All of these would enjoy the Imperial Club benefits. Now, what's different at Atlantis? After we finish with our club suite categories, the next category we have is our signature suites. We have 7 signature suites. For those who have come to Atlantis, ever had a chance to do a site inspection with me or one of my colleagues, I hope you all have got a chance to see our underwater suite. Now, this is the result of the refurbishment and the development at our resort, which brings in a completely brand new looking underwater suite. Underwater suite, for those who don't know, is a 3-floored suite. It's completely unique, and that's why it's a part of our signature suite. This is how the suite bedroom, the suite bathroom looks. It overlooks the aquarium. You actually have a breathtaking view of 65,000 marine animals being in the bedroom or in the suite bathroom, enjoying your jacuzzi. This is how it looks. So when you book an underwater suite, you get a complimentary interconnecting room again, and it becomes a 2-bedroom suite. This can take 6 occupants as well. This is one of the most unique suites, used very often for honeymooners wanting to do something really different, which brings in that uniqueness and excitement for those guests traveling, wanting to try something new. Perfect thing. We also have a lot of benefits which comes along with the underwater suite. We have a 24 hours butler service, limousine car transfer, dolphin interaction for 2 complimentary is included in it. This doesn't come with half board because most of the guests staying in our underwater suite would just do a bed and breakfast, and they would probably order for food in room or want to go and dine in one of our fancy restaurants, as we have 29 restaurants and bars in our hotel. So what next? Addition to our restaurants and bars, to keep it exciting, to have a variety of different cuisines, we have Hakkasan added, which is a Cantonese restaurant. Hakkasan has a capacity of 102 guests. It's innovative signature dishes by Hakkasan served over here. Yes, it's a part of your half board. So if you booked half board, you could go and dine in Hakkasan one of the nights. The additional restaurant, the latest restaurant, in fact, what we have, perfect for nightlife, enjoying the beauty of the skyline of Dubai. You come to White Beach, you enjoy the live music played here by the beach, enjoying the infinity pool. It's open throughout the day. You can come and have your cocktail, shisha, beautiful Mediterranean food served over here, a bit casual. So you can come in your shorts and flip-flops here as well. All of us know about Aquaventure and Lost Chambers. I would rather want to do an audio visual when we talk about Aquaventure, but before I put that up, I want to talk about it being one of the largest water park in the region, spread across 17 hectares of land, having a capacity of actually 10,000 guests at a time, with 2 huge towers giving you a variety of different rides here, a lazy river that connects you to all the rides. The beauty of Aquaventure is, yes, there are a lot of theme parks and water parks around in the region, but coming to Aquaventure is special because you come to Palm Jumeirah Island. We have a beach which is connected to the water park. You actually get to see the beauty of Palm Jumeirah Island, being on the beach and holidaying here at Atlantis Palm. So you get to have experience one of the thrilling rides like the Leap of Faith, which takes you straight into the pool of sharks, or Aquaconda, one of the largest family ride in the world. As you can see, it's 9.2-meter wide and 210-meter long. So let's look at one of our videos of Aquaventure. So Rishabh, you might have to guide me if the video is visible.
Yeah, but before that, Anil, I think you have to stop sharing a screen first and then share it by clicking that optimize link.
Perfect. I'll do that right away.
So Anil, just to let everyone know, we've crossed the 500 barrier. We are 510 people who are live today once again.
Lovely, lovely. So can you all see the video? Is it visible?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. So I'll start the video again. Yeah, guys, for those who haven't been to Aquaventure, have a look at our brand TVC of Aquaventure, A World Away. That's a leap of faith.
Here we go.
That's the scuba dive with 65,000 marine animals. View from the lost underwater suite. That's Aquaconda.
Here we go. Chase the stars and run down tomorrow. Time isn't waiting. If we do, we'll never know. And we could dance in the face of the monsters. Take our chances anywhere that we wander. It's time to go.
Underwater restaurant called Oceano, a fine dining restaurant overlooking the water park. Sorry, the aquarium. That's our bridge suite, one of the signature suites.
Atlantis the Palm Dubai, a world away from your everyday.
So Rishabh, let me know if my slide is open to see. Can you see it? Perfect. Okay, so moving on from Aquaventure, of course, the most important part of it is when you're staying at Atlantis, you get a complimentary access to the water park and to our aquarium.
Neil, can you make this a full screen?
Yes, thank you. So that's Lost Chambers, which has 65,000 marine animals in it, 7 chambers narrating the story of the lost city of Atlantis with a beautiful light setup overlooking our aquariums, which is again complimentary for all our guests staying at the hotel. Now, I spoke a lot about the Imperial Club Lounge. Let's have a look at the recent development that we've had. We've just had a completely new location for Imperial Club Lounge in East Tower, right next to the underwater restaurant called Oceano. It's 2,000 square meters big. 500 seating capacity, has a private check-in area. As I mentioned, I'll be showing you pictures of it. A dining and a bar area, a terrace which overlooks the ocean, as I mentioned, and a large breakfast, afternoon tea, cocktail, which is complimentary to all our guests for Imperial Club rooms and suites. This is how it looks. This is the entrance of our new Imperial Club Lounge, which has lockers, changing areas. This is the lounge, dining and buffet restaurant of our Imperial Club Lounge. Here's where you can come and enjoy your afternoon tea, coffee, snacks throughout the day. Here's where we would have our guests checking in. So you'd be seated over here and one of our colleagues would assist you with a very smooth check-in process. Now, like how we have Aquaventure and Lost Chambers, there is a third interesting activity that we have here at Atlantis. So what I would do is, before I talk about it, I'll show you a video of it and then we go through details of Wave House. Again, I would go through the process of just, okay, it is.
Neil, yeah, okay. It's
visible?
Yes. No.
Okay, tell me if the video starts. Yeah. Is it
But we can't
working?
see.
You can't see.
Can you close it again and start it?
Yes, absolutely. I'll do that right away. So this is a video of Wave House.
No, it's not being seen.
Not reaching again. Okay, I think because
In fact, we couldn't see the screen itself now.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see your screen now. But there
And
are no, it's still not playing.
not playing. All right, let's just forget about the video right now.
I'll send it to them. I'll send it to them in the email later on.
Perfect, no problem at all. We will go back to the presentation. Can you see it?
No, not yet. I think that there must be some issue with the connectivity.
No problem. We'll fix it right away.
Yeah. So Neil, if I can just take 2 minutes, I wanted to make it's still not sure. Yeah, it's okay. You can start.
Okay. You can take 2 minutes if you want. You want to talk about something?
No, it's okay. Continue.
Sure. So the third entertainment that we have after Aquaventure and Lost Chambers is Wave House. This is Wave House is our restaurant, which is walk-in, of course, which has a lot of activities available for all different age categories. It has a 4-lane bowling alley. It has a seating capacity of 638 guests. It overlooks Aquaventure, a huge terrace, 2-floored, live music, entertainment, bowling alley, an old arcade classic and gaming zone, Wave Rider. So I'm sharing a few images of how it looks. As you can see, on the left is the bowling alley. On the right is where kids are enjoying the climb. Here's the restaurant image, indoor as well as outdoor. I'll be showing you the outdoor image of it. This is the gaming area. Perfect place where, adults can have a nightlife experience and kids can be safe enjoying the games available here throughout the day. It's connected to our water park and the Wave Rider. So the image in the left shows how the restaurant Wave House overlooks the surfing machine called as the Wave Rider. We also teach you surfboarding, and you can also see enjoying your drinks at Wave House or the music happening. We have performance going on until 9 p.m. Wave Rider for our guests is open until 6 p.m. staying in the hotel. Absolutely complimentary. Post 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. if anybody wishes to do, then you have to pay a small amount for it, which is about 90 dirhams to 100 dirhams per person. So an image of Wave House outdoor, a huge terrace, beautiful setup, amazing in the morning as well as evenings. As I said, it overlooks the water park. We have live entertainment, DJs, music happening here over Thursdays and Fridays. So throughout winters, of course, it would be outdoor. Over summers, we shifted to the indoor area of Wave House. So that means we never stop. We continue having our DJs spinning here over weekends, nice music, amazing drinks and food served, very casual, Mexican food served over here. It's a perfect place for nachos, pizzas, burgers, etc. available here at Wave House.
Neil,
yes.
Sorry, before you start Atlantis the Royal, I wanted to stop you here. Can you please stop sharing your screen and do it again, because the image is totally blurred.
Sure.
Yeah, till then, I'll just take 2 minutes of yours and I'll make the announcement that I have to make.
Sure.
Yeah, just stop share. Yes. So by the time Neil fixes that, we have a small announcement to make. Tomorrow, as everybody knows, we have the treat resorts coming in for the webinar. There is one small new thing that we are taking up tomorrow, wherein we will be opening the chat for a bid. A travel bid, a hotel room bidding will start tomorrow, wherein all the agents live on the webinar will be allowed to bid for 2 nights of treat resort, which will include all your meals and taxes. So the further details of this will be given in tomorrow's webinar. But just to give you a small example of how it will go along is the rack rate of 2 nights of treat resort on APAI is rupees 15,000 rupees. We will start the bidding at say around 1,000 or 2,000 rupees, and the bidding will start and it will continue for 4 to 5 minutes. Interested agents can bid their price for those 2 nights in the chat box, and at the end of those 4 or 5 minutes, the highest bidder will get the 2 nights. So it is a very, very good way of not only getting the prize through the lucky draw of the contest that we normally have every day, but also to bid for a product that normally charges 15,000 rupees, and you can get it for 4 or 5 or 6,000 rupees. I mean, whatever you pay, whoever is the highest bidder. So the validity of that and the other details will be shared tomorrow. I just wanted to give you an idea of what we are going to do tomorrow. So please be there, and I'm going to share the link. In fact, it's already shared right now again in the chat box. So once Neil finishes this Royal Atlantis presentation, I would request you all to please log on to and register for that webinar. Neil, continue.
Thank you. So last but not the least is of course our new development, which is expected to open next year, called Atlantis the Royal. Atlantis the Royal is located right next to Atlantis the Palm. So it's after the water park. We have some big plans on expansion, including the water park, which should be coming next to Atlantis the Royal. Now, just to talk a little bit about Atlantis the Royal is, yes, it's going to be bigger, more luxurious. You're going to see rooms sized up to our base category room is going to be 55 square meters big. You're going to have a variety of base rooms to 2 and 3 bedroom suites in it. The hotel has 90 swimming pools in it. Yes, you're right. It's 90 swimming pools in it, of which 45 of our suites would be having private pools in it. As you can see the image, the deck on the top would be having a Michelin star restaurant there, a DJ console there. You'd be having an infinity pool there. The fountain that you can see down is created by the famous company called Wet, also the same company who've also made the fountain at Burj Khalifa. So here's where you'll see 2 things that never meet: water and fire. So yes, the theme still remains the same of the lost city of Atlantis. So a lot of water, fishes, fish tanks that would be visible throughout the resort, with a spectacular view, with the building as tall as 44 floors compared to Atlantis the Palm, which is 22 floors. So I wouldn't be talking much about the pricing, etc. But to just give you a hint, if Atlantis is costing between $350 to $400 a night, then this would just cost $100 more, which is about $500 or $450 to $500, similar to what our Imperial Club room costs. You would hear more about it coming soon. So I'm done with my presentation, and I'm open for all the questions that we have.
Yes.
Rishabh, I hand it over to you now.
Can you stop sharing a screen where we can ask those contest questions right now, and then we can start the Q&As?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'll be just giving a little more information on the bidding process after the Q&As. So please hang on to us, please. So the first question for today will be on everyone's screen right now. How many occupants can stay in a 2-bedroom suite at the Atlantis? Neil, would you give the answer for this? 73% have given the answer as 6. Is that the right answer?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. The second question, I don't think there should be much of an issue. What is the new hotel called of Atlantis?
Well, sorry, Rishabh.
Yes.
It is wrongly mentioned here. It's called Atlantis the Royal. I'm sorry, I've given the answer to it.
Yeah, but 98% of the people have still given the words.
Yeah, coming closer to it, absolutely. So it's called Atlantis the Royal.
Sorry, so it's Atlantis the Royal. My bad.
No problem at all.
98% of the people have given the correct answer.
Correct.
The third question would be on your screens right now. What is the new child policy at Atlantis the Palm? So, Neil, as they're giving the answers by this question, I'm assuming this means that the children below this particular age would be free. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it is. So I would just like to tell the correct answer is 14 years. That's 13.99 to 14 years. Below that, the children are free.
They're free, which means Atlantis until May so basically between May to September, child stays free at Atlantis, which means the children, they don't even have to pay for half board in it. But for the rest of the season, for the rest of the months, all the kids have to pay for is the half board supplement.
Okay.
Wherein, for example, if you have 3 adults staying in our base category room, then the third adult pays a supplement, which is not just a half board supplement. He also pays the supplement to stay at Atlantis. So the supplement cost would just range up to about $20 to $30 for the kids for the rest of the months, except between May to September, which is our summer season.
Okay. The last question for today on your screens right now. How much on an average does it cost extra to stay in a club room compared to the base room? I think, Neil, you mentioned this also, if I'm not wrong.
Absolutely.
Once again, majority of you have given the correct answer. The correct answer is 75% have given approximately $100. So by spending $100, I think the client gets benefits worth much, much more. So,
which means, sorry to interrupt, Rishabh, which means that, if you convert $100 into dirhams, it comes out to be somewhere between 300 to 350 dirhams. That's what a taxi would cost from the airport to the hotel and back, wherein a taxi would be a regular taxi and Atlantis would offer you a Mercedes S400 or an Audi A6, a chauffeur-driven, beautiful, comfortable car. You just need to let us know in advance. As I mentioned, there is no inter-hotel transfer. And make sure you ask your DMC for the complimentary transfer service. It just adds up to the experience of the guest arriving into our hotel. The entire journey makes it very beautiful.
Great.
And we are not asking you to pay anything additional. You are anyways paying this. You just need to be, asking for it through your DMCs.
Great, Neil. So,
thank you.
Moving on to the Q&As, I'm just going to take 1 minute, Neil.
Sure.
There were a few questions regarding the bidding. So one question was that do you have to pay if you bid? Yes, obviously you have to pay because you're going to get something which is worth 15,000 rupees. And if you win that bidding, you may get it for 2, 3 or 4,000 rupees also. So you're talking about 4,000 rupees for 2 nights at the Treat Resort with all your meals, which is a steal deal. Many of you would agree to that. The validity would be given to you all tomorrow once you attend, you are attending the webinar tomorrow. The validity and the other terms and conditions will be spelled out during the webinar tomorrow. And if you have any more questions regarding this bidding, please wait on and stay. We will take more questions after this webinar is done with Neil. So Neil, I'll just start with the questions right now.
Yes, sure.
Okay. So the first question is, I don't have a name here, but is somebody's asking you, does the hotel have a separate pure veg restaurant, or do you at least have veg and non-veg sections which are apart?
So yes, definitely the hotel has a section which is for vegetarians and Jain meals, but it is not a separate vegetarian Jain restaurant. So Kaleidoscope and Saffron has 2 counters which are dedicated, of which one counter is for Jain food and vegetarian food next to the Jain food.
Okay. So The second question.
Sorry, before that,
Yeah.
Rishabh,
Yeah.
which also means that throughout the year, unlike any other hotel at Atlantis, 365 days, your guests by default have an option to eat vegetarian Jain meals. There is no additional special request that your guests would have to put in to y'all, and y'all don't need to get in touch with us for it. So that makes it very convenient for all of us.
Great. And Neil, the second question by Kaushik Jain, he's asking, do all your rooms have sofa beds?
Yes, all our rooms have sofa beds in it.
Okay.
So this is a part of the refurbishment, and all the rooms come with this common layout.
Okay. Another question by Mr. Jeevan Dabra is the resort pet friendly?
No, we don't allow pets in our resort.
Okay. Another question. It's a good question by Mr. Madhu Nair. What is the best way to book a room at Atlantis? A travel agent, an OTA, your website? Which out of the three?
It's a very good question, Mr. Madhu. What I would say is you should explore 2 or 3 options when you're booking, and you go with the pricing. Now, it always depends. You have to also ensure when your guest is staying at Atlantis, make sure that he's booked on a half board. Becomes very convenient, and the difference between a bed and breakfast room and a half board room is marginal compared to what that guest would pay when he's at the resort wanting to dine in one of the restaurants. So mostly what happens is when you're booking it online through the various channels, you might have a beautiful offer of room only, bed and breakfast, advance purchase. Now, all these channels are very important for us, but it comes with its own benefits to it. Somewhere you would get a good price, but it would have a restriction of not making any changes to it. Sometimes you would have the convenience of making sure that, I've booked it through an agent, and when I book it through him, I know that I have complete information, and I know my guests would be wanting an half board meal. So it's better that I book it through it. But yes, over all of it, as I mentioned, consider 2 options when you're booking Atlantis and go with the lowest one. And don't forget, TripMax also offers you some good rates available on their websites. So try that out as well.
Thank you, Neil. So that question was, that Mr. Madhu Nair is the general manager at Corinthians Pune. If I'm not wrong, he's the same person who has asked that question. So the second question, Neil, so there are a lot of people asking here, if you could just in brief tell us, how are we coping up with the post-COVID era? You told me yesterday that the hotel is running at good occupancy because of the Eid holidays.
Yeah.
How are you guys coping up now?
See, it is our most important, the most important concern, and the most important, what we are taking care of at Atlantis is to make sure that our guests and our colleagues are all safe. So throughout the resort, you would find at all the entry points thermal cameras. You would find sanitizers available at every point. We have going to the level of also having a colleague of ours in the lift, making sure that the lift buttons are sanitized on regular basis. When you go into your room, then you would have, we have removed those stationaries out, and we've actually replaced it with the kits, which basically would have gloves, masks, sanitizers, spray sanitizers, hand sanitizers in it. Even at the whole journey of checking in, you wouldn't be having it is more spaced out, so we would have alternate desks where our guest would be checking in from. On every checkout, the room would be detailed, sanitized before the next room checks in. Our beaches would be having spaced out beach beds, which means a 4-meter difference. We only allow maximum a group of 5 people at a time by the beach. There is a lot. What I would suggest everybody to do is, but yes, we've taken this very seriously is what I meant. And you need to go on our website. There is, as soon as you go on the website, you would see a complete different segment or a section which says COVID-19 in it, which anybody can refer, giving you details of everything. including, the car transfers that we provide. There is a limit of car, the number of passengers that we allow. Nobody is allowed to sit ahead, etc., etc. The menus in the restaurants are disposable. The pens that we offer at the restaurants are disposable. We also have these menus for digital as at your television in your room, etc. So you don't have to touch a lot of things there, and you don't have to have a lot of physical interaction with anybody as much as we can.
Neil, another question by there's no name written, it's just Realme X. He or she is asking, whenever they book rooms from TripMax, sometimes it is written in the inclusions that the park access is included, and sometimes it's not. So he wants to know, is it by default, no matter what room category, no matter what rate he books at the park, and the lost chambers will be included?
Absolutely. Regardless of the source you're booking from, all our guests coming to Atlantis, booking a room in Atlantis, by default gets an access to Aquaventure and Lost Chambers. And access to the water park and aquarium is available for either of the days, the day you check in or the day you check out.
Sanjeev Katyal is asking, if a guest is checking in today, for example, and if the guest is checking in today, can he use the water park today and tomorrow, or only one of the days? Number one. Either of the days. Okay. And number two, if he's checking in today, can he use the water park after checking out tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
He just has to plan it in a way that he makes sure that, he has his luggage kept and he goes with the change to the water park, and he can enjoy the water park for the rest of the day.
Okay. Another question here is, when we book on half board, do we get options to eat in different restaurants for the dinner part, or is it only for Kaleidoscope?
So you do get a lot of options. I would recommend, if you want complete details, then I can send you a document which says which restaurants are available. But we have 29 restaurants and bars. About 13 restaurants are already in your half board. If you want to go dine in our celebrity chef restaurants, say for example a Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, or in our Italian restaurant called Ronda Locatelli, then there is a small supplement that you can add to it on each individual, ranging between $30, $20 to $30, and you can dine in our specialty restaurant.
Okay. Another question, Neil, that's what everyone's asking. By when do you expect normal operations to resume? Because you told me yesterday that the water park is shut for now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are awaiting our government authorities to actually advise us on it, but we do see things easing out. As of now, we've got a communication from the 27th of May. Everything is going to be eased out, and there are no lockdown restrictions that we would have. But to be frank, once I have an official communication, we would be communicating. And as of now, of course, international travelers can only arrive in Dubai once the flights are functional. And I believe that's as of now scheduled for the month of, I think, mid-May or mid-June or July, early July.
Okay. Another question, Neil, somebody is asking here is that, looking at your presentation and the amount of things there are to do and the new things that Atlantis has come up with, do you now suggest that we start changing our mindset to making Atlantis a more than a one-night destination?
Well, a very good question. And I would like to actually, when we book an itinerary to Dubai, we usually consider the different attractions that are available in Dubai, the different theme parks, the different activities that you see, you add in as a bucket, in the list. Or I think 90% of the itineraries are decided by your DMC, and it comes to you, and you see the price of it and you book it. To be frank, I'll be very frank to you all. But have you all ever thought, say for example, Rishabh is coming with his family to Atlantis, and Rishabh probably wants to be enjoying the dolphins or a scuba dive or a snorkel, or just, be by the beach, enjoy the pools, enjoy the drinks and food, enjoy 2 different restaurants over 2 nights. So, you know, you would decide, Rishabh would decide an itinerary considering I would stay in Atlantis for 2 nights, and I would replace one of the activities which probably I don't want to do, right? Probably I have done it already. I have been to Dubai already, or I like more of adventure sports, or I like more of marine interactions. Depending on that, you replace it. It's not even costing additional by replacing one of your activities and making a 2 night stay at Atlantis. So depending on your guest profile and the interest of the activities, if you find the activities that I've just mentioned that are available at Atlantis interesting for your guests, I definitely feel, even 2 nights is not enough to experience Atlantis.
True, very, very true.
In fact, in the year 2019, we almost had 50% of our bookings which had 2 nights length of stay. So people have started realizing it, that, increasing the length of stay, because feedback from a lot of guests which has come to us is that, we could have afforded 1 night easily over here, or we could have replaced this activity by staying for a night at Atlantis additional.
So, Neil, one more question. Looking at the way how things will be in the near future, given the uncertainty of it, will Atlantis be looking at a much more flexible cancellation policy?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, you would be hearing about our new cancellation policies shortly. We are going to ensure that we don't have any of our guests face inconvenience because of the situation. Understanding the situation, we are coming up with much more flexible policies, which will come to you all through your DMCs within a day or two.
Okay.
So until September, we are hoping to have a 1 day cancellation policy. Beyond that, we definitely would be giving you an option to rebook if the guest cannot travel because of the situation. Of course, proofs would be required. And at the same time, over the rest of the year, except the festive season, we would give you a 7 days cancellation policy.
Great. Anil, about Atlantis the Royal, that I don't know if you mentioned it in the PPT. I think I lost you somewhere in the middle. You said that to take a room at the Atlantis the Royal, how much extra would it charge from?
So an average price for a stay at Atlantis the Royal for the base category would be $500 a night.
$100 more?
Which is $100 more, which is similar to what an Imperial Club room would cost.
Okay. And as if you mentioned this, can the guests from both the hotels use both the features of both the hotels? They can use.
Absolutely. So it is more going to be like a destination Atlantis or an Atlantis complex, where once you check in either of the property, because they both belong to one property, you can use restaurants and facilities, water park, etc., staying in either of the properties.
Okay. And just a few questions regarding the airport pickup and drops. Number one, I'm sure Atlantis does airport pickup and drops. And secondly, are there any special, can you do a special high-end car pickup drop if the client is high profile?
Yes, we can. So as of now, you already have a Mercedes S400 for a guest checking in into a suite, for a 1-bedroom suite, and we give you a Cadillac Escalade for those staying in a 2-bedroom suite. But if you wish to take, say for example, if you wish to bring in a supercar, driving yourself, our concierge service can provide you that. If you wish to come by a helicopter from the airport to our helipad, that is possible as well. You just make a call to our concierge and everything would be arranged for you.
Great. And just one question by Mr. Yogesh. Do you allow drones in your property? Are drones allowed?
No.
No. Okay.
Throughout in Dubai, actually, it needs a license.
Okay.
So again, depending on what purpose are you using it for, there would be a license required.
Okay. Anil, coming to weddings, have you done any Indian weddings recently? And how many rooms do you give them if they do come to your property?
Well, very good question, Rishabh. When we talk about weddings at Atlantis, I would say about 70% of the weddings that happen are Indian weddings.
Okay.
Our wedding specialist at Atlantis, the director of MICE and weddings, is also an Indian. We have a wedding lounge actually, which is where the groom and bride welcomed, and we actually make you show the videos and the setups that we've had for weddings at Atlantis. There are various venues that we have. The hotels, our hotel is undergoing right now, like how you saw the refurbished rooms and the facilities and restaurants. We're coming up with refurbished conference facility as well, which will be ready soon. And that gives you an opportunity of either having a wedding in Asatir, which is a pillarless tent, a beautiful venue by the beach actually, and the conference areas that we have, all the ballrooms. The biggest you can do is 2,500 guests at a time, and the smallest you could do is probably even 100 guests at a time.
Okay, I think Neil, this brings us to an end of this fantastic webinar on Atlantis. Thank you very much for taking time out and giving information about all your products and the new hotel that's coming up. We wish you all the very best, and we really hope that it comes up sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to welcome your guest. And as I mean, like always, feel free to contact me if you need any assistance. Thank you everybody for joining in this call. Thank you, Rishabh, Suresh Bhai, Rahul, for giving me this opportunity, and looking forward to working closely with all of you. Good day.
Thanks a lot,
Stay
Neil.
safe.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
We are still here for everybody else. If anybody has a few questions regarding the bidding process for tomorrow, you can ask your questions in the chat box, and we will answer them right now. We also, Neil, if you're still there, Neil, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm there. Yes.
Can you just email me all the videos and the PPT so I can send it to them?
So good that you reminded me about it. I'll be sending Rishabh a list of things which would include the Imperial Club benefits. I'm also going to be sending you the Atlantis Expert program, which is a link where you all can sign in, become an Atlantis expert, and you win a chance to come and stay at Atlantis for 2 nights complimentary if you are the lucky one chosen. So I'll be sending you that as well. I'll be sending you a link which has presentations and high-res images of Atlantis. All of it in one email, which Rishabh would forward it to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have one video to show you from. Just give us a second.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome to all our participants. My name is Vivek Mundra and I am from the Treat Resorts. Join us in our webinar for our resorts at Silvassa and Goldwood on 27th May at 11 AM with classic holidays. The link of the webinar will be shared in the inbox after the video. See you all on Wednesday. Thank you.
So that's the invitation for everybody for tomorrow's webinar. And so Mithun Desai, if you're still there, you asked, can you do a split stay at 1 night each for both the resorts? No, you will be getting either of the resorts, either Goldwood or Silvassa. So, Mithun, again, your question is, will the stay at Treat Resort be valid on weekends also? That is a part of the terms and conditions that we will let you know tomorrow.